Hi mathematicians, this is Mr. Almeida. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to talk about how to multiply with decimals. As a reminder, decimals are fractions whose denominators are a power of 10. And I'm going to take you through the concept of what's actually going on, and then we'll go to how the standard algorithm is. That is the method that you follow, step-by-step way to find the product of multiplying decimals, okay? So the first thing I want to do is tell you about the concept. So say you have 0.3, which is 3/10, times 0.2, which is 2/10. We're going to write them in their fraction form. If you need any help with how to write decimals as fractions, please watch the video on decimals. So this is going to be written as 3/10 times 2/10. And just a quick overview. The denominator, you're going to copy the numerator, so this is 3, and the denominator is going to be a 1 followed by how many decimal digits there are. Those are digits to the right of the decimal point, so there's just 1. So we put 1 0 to the right of the 1 in the denominator. Same thing over here. We write the number as if there's no decimal point, so we copy the numerator, which is 2, and the denominator is a 1 followed by 1 0, okay? Now, when we're multiplying fractions, you know we use the product formula that says we multiply the product of the numerators all over the product of the denominators. So we're going to write 3 times 2 all over 10 times 10. And when we're multiplying fractions, normally we simplify before we multiply, but we don't want to get rid of the idea of decimal. So that means the denominators are power of 10, so we're not going to simplify, okay? Just multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, and 10 times 10 is 100. Now, this number right here is now a decimal fraction. It's not in decimal notation, so we're going to copy the numerator, which is 6, and we need how many decimal digits? 1, 2. So we're going to annex, that means to place to the side of. We're going to annex 1 0 to the left of this 6, and then put the decimal point to the left of 0, 6, because we need 2 decimal digits, okay? So that's the idea behind multiplying decimals. You can see that the same thing is followed with this example right here and with this example right here. What I do want to draw your attention to is that we're pretending as if these numbers are whole numbers when we're doing the operations, as you can see, 5,200 times 6. And then we are putting the decimal point in after we're done with the entire multiplication problem. If you see this example here, we get 31 200 thousandths, but anytime that there are additional zeros to the right of decimal digits that are not already zeros, we can get rid of them. And the reason why we can do that is because we're dividing both numerator and denominator by, in this case, we're getting rid of 2 zeros, so we're dividing by 10 to the second, which is 100. So to simplify a decimal, we leave out the unnecessary zeros to the right of the decimal point, okay? All right, now here's the standard algorithm. So when you're given two factors to multiply with, or factors to multiply with, you're going to write them vertically, and we're not adding or subtracting decimals, so nothing has to line up. It's not about lining them up, because when we multiply fractions, we don't care if they have the same denominator. We just multiply the denominators. So we're going to just write the numbers. So we write that first factor, 3.14, 3 1400ths, times 2 7/10. And then we'll multiply as normal, okay, as if these are whole numbers. So we would write this line right here. And then once you're done multiplying this 7 by all of these numbers up here, we're going to clean up shop. So just cross out the numbers you wrote at the top, and then multiply the 2 by the 4, the 1, and the 3. Now what's important, just to remind you, is that the 2 is one place bigger than the 7, so we're going to have to shift that number over one place to the left, okay? Now, once you've multiplied as if they were whole numbers, then you're going to put the decimal point back into the product based on the total number of decimal digits in all of the factors. So how many decimal digits are there in the first factor? 1, 2. And how many decimal digits are there in the second factor? 1. So how many in total? 1, 2, 3. So we're going to place the decimal point to the left of 3 digits. So 4, 7, 8. Okay? And that is it. That's how you multiply decimals. And I wish you all the best when it comes time for work with decimals. In the future, we'll be dealing with dividing decimals, and I wish you all the best in your mathematical journey. Take care, mathematicians.